Hey, how's it going, everyone? Eric Hodson here, Indie Volt. You are watching Art of War and/or listening. We want to welcome our entire audience across the globe to another fantastic battle where artists will duke it out with a mystery theme for a really cool prize. So, here, let's hit the footage and roll the intro.
Look out!
What's happening, everyone? Welcome to Art of War. I am joined by a wonderful cavalcade of artists, and we're going to take a small moment here to introduce ourselves. I, of course, am Eric Hodson, creator of Dreaded Dinosaur Man, which you can read on Webtoon for free. New chapters coming soon, as I am now done with my Rowdy Roddy Piper comic book, and it's time to start drawing Dinosaur Man again, and I am very, very happy. Joining us tonight is the incredible Josh C. Lyman, everybody. Welcome, Josh. Josh, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hey guys, long story short, my name is Josh. I draw stuff, and I've been kind of out of it during the last month or so with some, being laid back. I'm just happy to be able to get back and stream some stuff. So, ready to start drawing.
Awesome. And our first-time visitor tonight, Geronimo Draws. How you doing, man?
Good. How's it going? Thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it.
Thanks for being here. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. I'm the writer and creator and illustrator of Blood Realm, which is published by Alterna Comics. And I'm here to kick ass and chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
Great segue. Thanks for jumping off of my spark there. Red Robot, how you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good, thank you. I am Red Robot. I usually go by Red Robot 3D on Twitter. I'm usually more of the spicy 3D Ets artist, but my background is in traditional comic books and illustration, and I'm trying to get back into that a little bit more regularly.
Awesome. Great to have you again. And Spine Tattoo, how you doing tonight, man?
Running late, but thanks guys for having me back on. I'm Spy Tattoos right now. I put up Spy Tattoos on Twitch, so you guys got a new link you can follow me on. I did Instagram the last 2 times, and I seen how that goes. But this is a fun time. I appreciate you guys having me.
All right, sounds great. Glad to have you again. Okay, so tonight I thought of you know what? It'd be kind of cool to do something with some classic monsters. Mm-hmm. But being big in Japan, I'm really into kaiju. So we're going to do kaiju classic monster mashup tonight. And I don't just want a giant Frankenstein stomping on a city, although that's cool. It's also going to look like a kaiju. So however you want to interpret that, if you want to mutate him a little bit, or go take a werewolf and go rampage style with it, but put your own spin on it. Kaiju classic monsters. So pencils up and get started.
Okay.
Right on.
All right. Hey, Varian Grant, our intrepid entrepreneur, CEO of All Things Indie Volt. What are we playing for tonight, guy?
Well, first of all, see, I'm using the oldest picture because I realize the bad news always comes best from a pretty girl.
Well,
so tonight, I think they're going to be playing for the Sketch Bliss Deluxe Art Kit. Okay. I'll put it up on screen in a second. But they're going to get it's graphite pencils, charcoal pencils, pastel sticks, blending sticks, pencil sharpeners, erasers, and a sketchbook, which they can probably pass off to one of their children or offspring and make them learn how to draw with them. Here we go.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, let me figure out what I'm doing here and make that bigger.
Right, technology, gotta love it.
Solo, damn it. Not me. There.
Yeah.
There we go. So we've got pens, pencils, a sketchbook. Yeah, ready to go.
Tips, everything that you're going to need to start the horrible career of being an artist. Pressing career of drawing for profit. I would not suggest it, but
Stay a hobbyist.
Yeah.
Stay an appreciator.
Yeah. Wait to the party.
We got, hey, speaking of which, we're being joined by Goblin Graham. Goblin, great to have you on here.
Hello.
We are rocking and rolling, and tonight's theme is Kaiju Classic Monsters.
Ooh.
So take your classic monster, put your spin on it, but it's got to be kaiju. It can't just be a giant Frankenstein smashing a building. It's got to look like a kaiju too.
Ah, okay.
So however you want to interpret that.
Kaiju is a Japanese genre of films featuring giant monsters. The term kaiju can refer to giant monsters themselves.
Yep.
Depicted attacking major cities and engaging the military. I gotta look it up.
If you're lucky enough, you can catch Kaiju Big Battle and watch them fight it out in the ring.
Now, Lola in the chat, she says, the royalties arrive as the games begin. They are now competing. Pops Van Zandt.
Hey, how's it going, Pops?
He says the man is blowing up with live shows. What's up?
No. See, you read that wrong. You gotta read it like Macho Man. The madness is blown up with live shows. What's up?
Gary Henderson says, good evening. Good evening. Good evening. I adds, every time I say good evening, I do like this weird Alfred Hitchcock impression. I think people don't know what I'm doing. Maybe it's not a very good impression, but I puffed my cheeks out and said, good evening. And then
Good evening.
Do.
Dorothy says, hey guys. Hello, Dorothy.
How's it going, Dorothy's?
So now I won't be around much because I'm still recovering. Everybody who knows, if you haven't, I have a twin growing out of my neck right now with a large, huge bump. It hurts. So I'm medicated and laying down. And I got up to show the prize for tonight. And now I'm gonna go lay back down. But I'll still be listening. I'll chime in. I can chime in with numbers. When I ask. Oh yeah, he's done. Spy Chief.
Did you just pull that out of one of your sketchbooks?
Can I plead the fifth?
I don't know. It just kind of happened.
He's been waiting for this moment for like months, hasn't he?
Yeah. He's
I've
like,
been
all
waiting
his life,
for
you might
this
say.
moment.
2 years at least. 2 years.
Hey, Terrence Hall is in the house. Is this a private party or can anyone join? Hey, you're welcome, man. Hey, glad to have you in the chat. Pop says Mini V. Yeah, we kind of dubbed it the Mini V, Mini Me.
yeah. What now? Was Terrence Hall asking to come into the competition, or
He is welcome to if he'd like to.
okay? Well, I'm stepping away, Eric, but you got some control, so
Hey, find out if he wants to come in and drop in the link then.
okay.
And I don't have access to the questions, so if you're
Yeah,
on
I'll come back and read
radio,
those,
you got some questions, Varian will hand them off to me.
All right.
I might do a Photoshop session this time. Is that cool?
Hey, whatever you want to do, man.
I saw
As I
saw
said,
Robot doing that
it's
last time.
only
I thought
Clip
that-
Studio. Clip Studio or by hand only.
or Paint, man, that'd be it.
Yeah, MS Paint or die. Yeah.
Hey, you know what? That'd be a crazy challenge. Get everybody to do something.
God.
MS Paint. with
Your
a mouse.
job is to try and use MS Paint to draw today. Be like,
Nope. I've seen some people who do photoreal art in something like, I don't know, whatever that Microsoft Presenter program is called. Just using like the basic shape tools and crap in it. Hey, it's not the tool, it's the person wielding the tool. Am I right?
Amen.
use the tool? What?
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Sometimes it's easier when you have a good tool.
All right, so we're taking a look at Josh Lyman, who is apparently considers Oscar the Grouch to be a classic monster. Hey, I go.
A monster.
Let's go with it. Let's go with it now.
There's message to my madness. I promise.
How are you going to kaiju him? That's going to be cool.
Yep, it's gonna happen. You just gotta wait and see.
And Geronimo is off to a great start, it looks like.
We'll see. I haven't decided if it's a mummy or a werewolf yet.
Okay, so you just kind of have a blocked out kaiju monster scenario, and then you'll add the details and figure it out as you go.
That's right. Let it evolve naturally.
Hey, sounds good. Sounds good. All right, we're going to check out Red Robot's screen here. Drawing in Procreate, we got something kind of Godzilla-esque starting to take shape. And if you're really interested in seeing what this looks like, you need to head over to Indie Volt on YouTube, smash the like button, click the subscribe button, or you can smash the subscribe button and just click the like button, but please do so. The sooner we get that channel monetized, the sooner we can have more prizes. Tonight, everybody is drawing for a really cool little art startup kit. Comes with a sketchbook, some pencils, some pens probably, maybe some art, who knows. Nice little collection of art supplies there. And we can always use art supplies. It's like, you know, that's what we as artists constantly buy. Even if you don't need it, you like going into the art store and buying a few more markers. Or my thing now is I've been watching this guy in Japan. He does these stationary videos. And so he's showing all of these really cool bespoke pens that are like being manufactured in the Philippines or Germany, and they're not available on US Amazon. And it's like driving me crazy. I got to figure out a way to buy these really cool pens. They're like, one of them is made out of woven bamboo. And just looks crazy. I go nuts for that kind of stuff.
That's when you get a pen pal.
Exactly.
Hey, buddy, how's it going? Yeah.
I'll send you some Mountain Dew. American.
Looking for somebody to buy pens for me in another country.
I'll send you contraband.
So Goblin, looks like you've got some sort of three-eyed thing going on. Am I correct in that assumption?
Yeah.
All right. Well, everybody knows Goblin works fast here, so I'm going to click off of it, click back. It'll probably be already watercolored and ready to go.
Right? And be like, what happened? I don't know.
Terrence Hall chiming in. Markers are always the one thing you need to replace. Yeah, and you know what? I tried even buying the refills for mine, and it works for a while, but there's just something about a brand new marker that's better. So you end up with duplicates of some of your same things that you always want to use.
Oh, yeah.
I got a question here from Indie Vault Radio.
Yes, sir.
And this is from Alan. Alan, who is in the USA. This is from last week. He says, I consider myself a pretty good artist. However, the one thing that I know is trash is my panel layout and structure. How does one learn it? Are there any books he can go research and find? Some details on how to do panel layout. I myself, I've struggled with panel layout. What I do is I go look at comics and I see what's interesting, and I kind of like distill from there.
Yeah, I take my panel layouts from kind of like a filmographer's point of view. I try to imagine it as a camera angle, and sometimes I'll even jump into like a 3D program like Poser and just kind of put the things in the scenario that I want as placeholders, and then play with the camera angles to see what looks good. And you can also reference film, different ways of showing things. Geronimo, you want to chime in on this one?
Oh yeah, I was going to say a great book is Will Eisner's Comics and Sequential Art.
Okay.
It's a really good book. He's the master, Will Eisner.
So what have you taken like from that book or from your own work on Blood Realm, and how do you approach laying out a page?
What he always reiterates in his book is that you want to treat the whole page as a design, not individual panels. So you want to imagine how it would look as a whole. You know, some people focus on one little panel, but you want to think about how it looks in the grand scheme of things altogether.
Nice. So we can expect every page of Blood Realm as a masterpiece ready to hang on the wall, right?
Amen.
Hey, awesome. And if you are listening out there, you want to check out Blood Realm from Alterna Comics, we have the artist creator in the house right with us now, drawing his crazy, looks like a mummy kaiju.
Yeah, decided mummy. Why not?
Awesome, awesome. Is that a little fez head on him?
I'm trying. Yeah, I got to reference it.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody else want to chime in on our question about panel layout?
I take a lot of inspiration from film. How, like when I have like a page I'm laying out, I think about like what is the most important aspect of that page, and then you kind of you basically pose around it and how you set up your scene. But like I've been doing it so long, I can just kind of just do it in my head. I know like what scene's the most important, what scenes are a little bit smaller, and all that.
Now, when you get into the individual panels, once you've got an idea what the page is going to look like, you know, look up rule of thirds, look up the golden mean. These are time-tested Renaissance tools for framing an image, and you know you can use those as rulers basically to kind of arrange your objects in the page in a way that will guide the eye through it.
Position's huge.
I find doing thumbnails usually work out pretty good too. That way you can kind of play with stuff.
Oh yeah, multiple iterations. Like, don't just have one, but do like a whole page of thumbnails.
Yeah.
Just kind of get an idea, and don't focus on elements. Kind of block things in. Squint your eye. Make sure it's got readability. You know, if your objects on your page can have a good silhouette, that's just going to strengthen the readability of it. Yeah, there's lots of different skill sets and tools involved in design, and any one of them will help. But if you use all of them, more power to you. All right. Let's take a look at Josh and see where he's at. Oh.
Some people know where I'm going with this.
We have a kaiju big battle going on from Sesame Street, huh?
Yeah, well, Sesame Street and a couple of other things.
All right, cool. Can't wait to see it.
Yeah, gonna have some fun with it. Now it's time to get serious, though, since everybody else, I'm sure, has jumped well ahead of me.
Terrence chiming in again. Sharpies are good alcohol markers, too. And panel layouts are always taken for granted. Well, we hope not. We hope not. But
Traditional, but I didn't have my other camera like set up. Then bust up with traditional.
quite all right. Hey, you got your screen? Oh, there we are. So here is Spy Tattoo's Photoshop setup. Looks like you're getting doing some blocking in there.
My leaves. Still don't have an idea.
All right.
I'm starting it.
And here's Gabi looking like a page out of a twisted coloring book. Looking good so far. Now, does this monster have an origin? Is this completely made up, or is this something from a classic monster movie? I'm not familiar with it.
I'm just kind of winging it.
Kind of winging it? Okay.
Yeah. Just wanted to draw eyeballs.
Well, I'm sure I can remember something that looked like it was made out of eyeballs from some old B movie. So
yeah.
You're probably not far off.
I think it was called It Came From Earth.
It came from Earth? Okay.
It's an oldie. It's really old. I'm trying to remember what it is, but it's something cliche where you're like, what?
Yeah, there's been a lot of like really bad horror B movie type characters that are basically just like walking eyes. Kind of cool stuff.
My favorite is always going to be Robot Monster, and I'm using Robot Monster in my new Dreaded Dinosaur Man comic book I'll be working on for October, fall sometime release. But I'm doing my take on it because it's, you know, it's one of those things that exists out there in the public domain. And basically, because it was such a cheap production, they had a gorilla suit and they put a fishbowl head on it.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
And now, it's one of the most iconic B-movie monsters ever. But in my story, I kind of imagine that as this separate robot that needs to, how should I put it, put on the skin suit of a native animal as camouflage.
Nice.
So there's a little bit of gore involved, and there's lots of opportunities for me to draw like the machine parts puncturing through from the skin, and so it's pretty gnarly looking. Looking forward to getting some of the pages done for that soon, and that way I can start my sign up for my Indiegogo, and then launch later on in the fall. Yeah, I'm taking another look here at Geronimo. Geronimo, why don't you tell the listeners a little bit about what Blood Realm is about?
Sure. Blood Realm is a dark fantasy horror series. It's I would like to tell people it's Lord of the Rings meets The Exorcist. And lots of body horror, but also I'm heavily influenced by ancient mythology, like Greek mythology,
Oh, nice.
stuff like that. Yeah. So and we're about 3 volumes in right now, and I'm excited for everyone to see where it goes next. It's going to be a total of 6 volumes.
Okay, so the story has an end, a definite end. Then
It has a definite end. Absolutely, yes.
that's cool. A lot of people don't want to take that risk because they want to keep propagating something. But I
Right.
think if you have a solid enough story, you can put a definite end to it, and it's just going to make it that much more powerful.
Yes, absolutely. I agree.
Glenn Ford chiming in. How's it going so far, everyone? We are doing great, Glenn. Tonight we are drawing kaiju classic monsters. So take a classic monster spin, like we're watching Geronimo right here. He's taking the mummy and turning it into a giant monster destroying a city. And the artists are free to interpret it as they will. Josh Lyman, we are seeing Oscar the Grouch, a monster. And can't wait to see what that's going to end up with. And we got Red Robot here, who is blocking out. Is this Godzilla or is this something else?
Frankenzilla.
Frankenzilla.
Nice.
Awesome.
I actually had a T-shirt project based on that concept years ago.
Really? Cool. Okay,
There's
yeah, I
something
see
that's
the
supposed to
bolt
be-
in his neck. That's looking cool.
Nice.
I brought
I
Mr.
thought
Harris.
Goblin was the one to watch out for.
He is. Don't take
Here we-
that out.
Yeah, we can hear you. What's up, man?
I brought Mr. Josh Harris to the party.
Hello,
There he
hello.
is. How's it going? Can
Hey.
you hear, Josh?
Yep.
All
Can you
right,
hear
cool. So you'll be Josh. The other one will be Josh C. Lyman. As we call him, Lyman. But you'll be Josh, what if we called you? We said you were John. You said you were twin brother the other day.
Oh, yeah, like the Beard Brothers.
So
They're drawing-
we got original Josh. We have Josh the sequel in the house.
Yeah.
Earth 2 Josh is what I go by a lot.
So I love Earth 2. That was such a good show.
Eric, could you explain to Josh what they're drawing tonight? What the challenge
Okay,
is?
tonight, sir, we are drawing classic monster kaiju. So you interpret that as you will. Take a classic monster. We have a Frankenstein Godzilla up on the screen right now. We have a mummy terrorizing a giant town, but make it look kaiju. Don't just do like a giant, Aquaman, fish man or something, but make it look more like a kaiju. So kind of blend the two
Okay.
together.
I dig it. All right.
And
Yeah,
you are playing for this fabulous beginner arts kit.
Ooh,
Comes with a
fancy.
sketchbook and pencils, maybe even an eraser. Could be a blender in there. Who knows?
I need a
It's a
blender.
mystery.
Yeah, there's a pencil. There's an eraser in there. Yeah.
There's a sketchbook. That's all I care about.
Paper? I love paper. Paper's like the best thing ever.
More paper. I already have pencils. Need paper.
From Indigo Radio, Eric. And this is I guess this is a question more aimed toward me, but this is me and my buddies are trying to grow a network similar to IndieVolt with their products. By the way, this is Harrison. I guess that's his name. It's kind of spelled kind of funny, but he says, but they're not in America. But he says, how do you do it? First of all, find a streaming service that you're gonna use, something dependable. If you have YouTube, get that. Make sure your buddies are blocking out time. Make sure there's always something interesting on the channel. Yeah, I mean that's how you do it, and it takes time. Don't get mad if you don't have 700 viewers or 700 subscribers that first week. I think people freak out about that. Like, I've got 5 subscribers. Why? It takes time. Because remember, you're gonna have those moments of just like that video that's like watched 1,000 times, and you have another video after that that's watched 4 times. There's gonna be days where you lose 10 subscribers and you wonder what you did, it might not be anything you did. They could be bots. YouTube, Google is constantly going through erasing accounts that are fraudulent accounts. There's all kinds of things. So I'll keep that in mind. I would also say this, and this is very important because there's a local publisher going through this right now. They went and bought views. They went and bought a ridiculous amount of views for their videos. Now, don't get me wrong. These guys kept it up for you. Oh, man, about 2 years they kept it up. They kept up the views. And then I think money got kind of tight. And they stopped being able to purchase that absorbent amount of views. And it ended up looking bad for them. So now, they got a video from a month ago that has 13.4K views on it. 0 comments. And the video after that has 20 views on it.
Well,
So
whatever you do, if you're going to launch any venture, make sure you grow it organically. Don't cheat to win. Because honestly, number one, you need to be able to sleep at night. And number two, you want your audience to stay around. And if you're just paying for views, that audience isn't going to stick with you. They're certainly not going to put food on your table. There's no replacement for going through the grind. Absolutely not.
How many years have you been doing it, Brandon?
right now, 3 for Indie Bowl.
3? Yeah, but you've been grinding like this kind of thing for a while though. I've been 3 years.
Yeah, I've been doing comics. I've been, making a pain and a nuisance of myself in the industry for years now. But yeah, so.
Right.
But and Eric touched on something there that's very important. Do everything organically, because that way you can find out what's working and what's not. You may have something that you're doing on your show that's not working. Maybe your time slot isn't good, and if you put in fake numbers, you'll never know you'll never know what works and what doesn't.
Yeah. It's like if you had, let's say you were making a product, a can of beans or something. If you didn't let anybody taste it, how would you know it's not poisonous, or just sucks? You gotta have actual people giving you feedback in order to grow as an artist, to mature as a broadcaster. Whatever it is that you're doing, if you're going to do something entrepreneurial, you need the criticism. You need to take the bumps.
And consistency too. I mean, especially with this, you got to. If you're going to do a weekly show, do a weekly show.
Yeah.
In fact, you probably want to do a weekly show, and stay to the same time, because if you, everybody knows life happens, but if you can get a weekly show going, that works out, because people they start to depend on you. And
yeah, you know what? This show started out kind of rocky.
Yeah.
It was. It's been tough. Sometimes it's been tough. Sometimes even to get guests, because let's face it, it's Friday night. There's if we weren't all in lockdown, there'd be more of us out doing stuff on Friday nights.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's great, and we're able to bring in top tier talent like Josh and Geronimo, and it's just. I think we're just going to keep being able to grow this because we're offering something different.
Yeah.
It's not just another drawing show. It's a competition. There's a real prize. We're not just taking whatever's popular as the theme. We're doing things that are like promote the indie creator, and we're doing things that are like a spur of the moment originality. So it really kind of throws you in the bathwater and makes you swim.
And it's safe to say that we weren't all under lockdown. This is like comic books, geekdom's holiday weekend. There would be no Art of War tonight. We'd all be watching the internet for announcements and everything else we can get from San Diego. Come on.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it's supposed to be a Comic-Con weekend, I think, this weekend.
Yeah.
You guys talk about
Yeah.
Comic-Con. Have you heard of NoCon by Alex Pardee? That seems like a good one. It's free. You just run through, it's just a series of online events that they're hosting. But he goes to San Diego all the time, and that's the thing is, he can't do it either. So they're having a fun time right now.
Dave the Supreme chiming in saying hello. Hello, Dave. think we're long overdue for him to be back on a Friday night.
We are. I need to also Indie Vote Radio. I wanted to shout out those numbers right now.
Oh yeah, let's flex. What?
32,415. I jumped to 15. Listening. Really appreciate that, guys. Want to thank the UK, France, Mexico, and Australia.
Nice. 32,000. What was it? 415.
415. Yep.
Nice. That's good.
We are
And,
rocking and rolling here.
As usual, Goblin is finished. Looks like you're already ready to put it in a frame.
I don't know. I won last week, so I'm just kind of goofing off over here.
Are you cruising this week? Well, I seen your 3 eyes. Then I thought Josh was doing 3 eyes too. Josh Harris, and I'm like, is he doing 3 eyes? Are they drawing the same monster?
He was inspired. Come on now.
Spy going in there with some layout work.
Yeah, this is kind of it looks like you started with a silhouette and you're kind of working backwards. Is that what's going on?
Well, yeah, I'm kind of just rolling with it. I work with a lot of layers, so that I can isolate things, and especially when I'm going quick like this.
Mm-hmm.
I actually go between markers and Photoshop quite a bit. I still keep traditional a lot, and
Nice.
I'll just go back and forth with it. I mean, really, they work with each other.
So
Now I
Dave
got this new tablet, so it's been fun.
Oh, sweet. Dave the Supreme chimes in. What's the challenge for tonight? Dave, we are drawing classic monster kaiju, or a classic kaiju monster. Basically, however you want to interpret that, we have a Frankenstein Godzilla going on. We have a mummy that's terrorizing a city, but it looks really ghoulish from Geronimo, and a Goblin's crazy 3-eyed thing. I mean, it's really cool. We're trying to blend those two genres together. Have fun with it.
And also, Glenn asked how I was doing tonight. Glenn, I am hoping I'm turning a corner, but you never know until it happens. So, we'll see. I'm still here right now. That's a good thing. I always say any day that I'm up and around is a good day for me, not for everybody else, but for me.
All right, we got a little bit more here from Josh C. Lyman. You can hit him up at Art of Josh Lyman on Twitter, Instagram, all those fun things. And we've got Oscar the Grouch terrorizing a city, and looks like something else coming into fruition as well.
Another question from Indie Vote.
Seems like the base flats on this bad boy.
Sure.
Question from Indie Vote Radio. This is sure to piss everybody on the panel off. This one here is from Michael. And Michael's a writer. He is from Minnesota. And he's upset. He's a little upset. And I'm going to read this, and I'm going to step the hell out because as an artist, I know how I feel. How I feel, but I'm going to watch all these guys get triggered. Okay, Michael says he wants to know, why is it that artists that I commission charge so damn much? I've paid upwards of $250 to $300 for a piece, not to mention pages. Then I see these same artists throw their work at Marvel, Aspen, and whatnot for free. What the hell is going on? These companies can afford to pay them. I can't. I'm gonna step out on that note.
The thing is that does this writer have a name behind him? Who has he worked for? Whereas Marvel, if you get your foot in the door, sure, you're gonna throw your portfolio at them and try to do work for free for them, because if you get in with Marvel or DC, that's big money. That's guaranteed.
I know I said I was gonna step away, but I lied. I think the idea is that if you, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong, if I get this deal with Marvel or DC or one of the mainstream places, that's gonna open doors for me everywhere.
Oh yeah, I mean, you put that on your resume, on your application for any kind of comic book convention, that automatically gets you pushed up to the top of the list.
Yeah.
Especially if you worked for them for a number of years or on a big book.
But
you would probably get exposure.
That's the That's an actual exposure job.
Yeah,
Whereas you got somebody who nobody's ever heard of that's got a script for 300-page graphic novel that they want you to do for free, and nobody's ever heard of this writer. That's not exposure.
You know what you
That's just somebody looking for free work.
You know what you do, Michael? You know what you do? You keep writing, you keep creating comics till the artists who are charging you are begging you to do work for you. That's what you do. Focus on that. Focus on being the best writer that you can be, and the artists will come.
You can find artists that will do it for like dirt cheap or for free. You just got to look on Facebook, DeviantArt. There's groups dedicated to artists who are just looking to expand their portfolio. You can find them for free. They might not be the quality or the style you're looking for, but you could always use the money off of that book to hire a better artist later on down the line to redo that same book.
I'm gonna turn it over to the heel, Eric. I'm out of here.
Well, why am I the heel? You're the one that keeps scamming me. You know what? You answered it just fine there. I mean, that's the best advice that we could possibly give him is to, be the best writer you can be, and people should want to draw the stories and characters as you want. Don't get butthurt if so-and-so is asking for too much money. If you can't afford it, don't try to court so-and-so. Go find Sue-and-Sue who will do it for nothing. I mean, again, yeah, you get what you pay for, but to the poignant of the question there, why is it that working for other people you get, we'll take the short change? And that is exactly what Goblin said. That's real exposure. I mean, you can say that, hey, if you draw this comic book for me, you'll get great exposure. I don't know what your base is. I don't know what your audience is. I don't know anything about you, but I do know who Xenoscope is. I do know who Marvel. I know who Dark Horse is. I know who Dynamite Comics is. And you know what? Yeah, I'll take a pay cut working for any of those companies because I know it's going to pay dividends and get me more work later on. And that's kind of the game that we all play here is we're all trying to enrich our brands and doing something well known. Like, you know what? If I was told by Dynamite that I would get a Red Sonja cover, but they couldn't afford to pay me, I would draw that because that's going to get me the exposure I want. And I love that character, and it's been one of my bucket list items to draw at least a cover for that book once. So yeah, you know what? I'd take that and take it on the chin for that. But it's going to pay dividends. So unless what you're doing is going to pay dividends, don't pay your artists and like it.
I like it, yeah.
Well, that was what I was thinking about too. Is like, did you pay him? If he can get 250 out of you, then it's working for him. I mean, if that's the type of market that's there and you're paying it, then I can't blame him really. Almost. You don't want somebody to stiff people, but
right. And if you've got a budget that allows you to pay like $250, $300 for a nice cover, if that's in your budget, don't take the first person that comes around that you're impressed by. Shop around, because that puts you in a position to make a better product. And we're all friendly to each other, but we're all in competition. And that's another way to get the most bang for your buck, is to shop the opportunity around. If you're up front and saying this is a paying gig, it's going to be a lot easier to work with people. That's for sure.
It'll be a lot easier to find an artist.
Yeah.
We secretly just have large collections of, dude, look at this link. Somebody wants you to work for exposure.
I have a folder.
Yeah, that's a dark secret too, is that if you come into this community, we're small enough, and if you burn us, we'll all know about it within a week or two. Everybody talks, everybody shares horror stories, so don't be that guy.
There's whole Facebook groups dedicated to people
yeah.
getting stiffed by artists or by writers.
Yeah.
I belong to one group. They will, if you're a professional comic book artist and somebody got a commission from you at a convention and you didn't deliver, and they've been waiting for years, they'll wait the 2 or 3 years before they throw it up there, but they will slam the crap out of your name, and next thing you know, here comes like 5 or 6 more people like, oh, I commissioned that same artist and I never got my commission, or I had to go hunt them down, or people talk.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. All right, Terrence chiming in. Unless you're confident in your skills to pull off a one-man show, then do it.
I
would say the only thing from previously. Sorry, guys.
I would say like I don't. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead, man.
I'll say I don't know things to talk about. If it's just me.
All right. Taking a look here at Josh with Oscar.
Yeah, people complaining about rates and things. I mean, it really comes down to time. So yeah, if we choose to do Marvel, then we chose to do Marvel. If it's $2 a drawing, or if it's no dollars a drawing, you know. And again, that comes down to the exposure thing everybody else was discussing. But it really comes down to time. If you come to me and go, "Hey man, can you mow my lawn?" I'm not going to mow your lawn for free. You know? Or can you paint my house? It's the same process. And it sounds cliche and be like, oh, you know, it's great. My rent is exactly great 800 exposures. You know, can you help me out?
Oh yeah.
You know, at the same time, it really comes down to that. And if your rate is $250 for a page, that's a steal. That's cheap, especially if you look at current industry rates. So I agree with the shopping around, but bro, you gotta understand what the market is now.
Mm-hmm.
The market is radically different. Low ball on a professional cover is $1,500, and that's if you've got titles under your belt. That's ridiculously low. You know, and that's with multiple changes and everything else. So if you're getting $250, I wouldn't complain at all. You know, especially if the artist isn't going, hey, I get this many copies, and they get like 150 copies for free or something, or they get to make their own variant or anything like that.
Yep, and you got to take into account the situation we're living in. Is like, you know what, $250? I could pay a bill with that.
Sometimes you got to take $250. Trust me, I've been there. You know, yes, I will draw your dog. I love drawing dogs. They're the best things ever.
Ben, what kind of contract do you usually end up with an artist too? Like, a lot of them are just based on commission. They do the art, you pay them, and then that's it. That's all they get. They don't get royalties or anything like that. So, you know, you could turn around and end up making bank off of their work with the book you wrote. And I don't know. I haven't really done too many freelance jobs for other people. So I don't know how the whole royalty thing works or anything like that. Or if there's too many artists that even do like a royalty setup.
Yeah, most just do, you know, cash in hand and product.
Yeah, that's what I've always done. I'm not collecting royalty checks off of the children's book I illustrated. I got paid, I'm done.
Yep. Out the door. It's gone.
I got a discount on a couple of copies that I could turn around and sell for retail price, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I know a lot of artists. They'll get 5 or 6 books in the mail from DC when they do a cover. That's their, you know, their handout copies or whatever. But otherwise, they'd have to buy them off the shelf if they wanted to turn around and flip them.
Yeah.
All right, we're looking here at Geronimo's Mummy. What is going on here, man? This is looking gnarly.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's possessing me. So
the mummy monster is now in control. It's just
completely. I'm no longer Geronimo.
Very cool. I'd hate to see the casket that thing was buried in.
Good point.
All right, we'll take a look here at Red Robot. Red Robot, is this Bride of Frankenstein kaiju?
No, it's a Frankenstein. It's Frankenzilla.
Frankenzilla, okay.
It has a black jacket on.
Oh, okay. So a night on the town requires dressing up.
Yeah.
Literally on the town, like walking over.
A night on the
He's
town.
applying it to some sort of kaiju of the evening.
All right, we're looking at Earth 2, Josh, here. Is this the little Dracula boy from the Munsters?
Something like that. I don't know. It's some kind of Dracula.
It's kind of got that vibe. Whatever, I forget that character's name, but at least the head in the front.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm going for. Is like a King Ghidorah with Dracula's heads.
That is hilarious.
I saw it in my head and I was like, oh, I gotta do it.
Smashing open a blood bank somewhere.
Oh, there you go. Oh man. Night gave me the idea.
That is hilarious. Yeah, there it is. Head in the blood bank.
Yep. That's too good of an idea. I had an idea that he was definitely going after something, so
Now, the thing about King Ghidorah, the very distinct sounds that make. What would a Dracula Ghidorah sound like?
yeah, but like high pitched and screechy.
My name is Vlad the Impaler. I got 3 heads.
Oh no, it's not Dracula. It's Count. I've got 1, 2, 3 heads.
Oh yes, that's hilarious.
Oh,
1 minivan underfoot, 2 minivan underfoot.
Oh, man. We're having too much fun here.
Something's crashing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
somebody.
Yep, some of my collection decided to fall off of the shelf somehow.
Well, we're doing
That's a-
spooky stuff.
I wonder if a cat was involved.
I gotta go yell at mine. He's screaming at the door. Thinks he wants out, but he don't. He's half Siamese, so it sounds awful. I can hear him all the way through the apartment. I'm gonna go yell at him now.
Horizontally. There's no object to transform.
Stay
Lies.
alone.
Flip horizontally.
All right, so we are looking good here. We've got
That's awesome.
Spy coming in with this crazy one-eyed dragon-looking thing coming through the clouds.
Yeah, you know, I kind of. You ever watch Fortnite? They have a big kaiju battle in Fortnite.
Oh, really?
a couple
No,
seasons
I
ago.
have didn't know they added that in. That's kind of cool.
Oh, dude, it was so cool of an event. I'm not really just big for Fortnite. So you watch this event and you log on and you play this game, and it's a big city, of course. You know, this is how Fortnite's set up, and it takes over with a huge cutscene that you can fly around in, and it's a huge robot versus kaiju battle they have, and you need to watch it. It's epic. It's real epic. I'll send you a link if
Yeah,
you can't find
definitely.
it as well.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, just look up robot monster Fortnite battle. There's so many kids that have recorded it because it was a live event and it was just epic. It really was. You can get so many views of this event. It's great. You must see if you like kaiju. I consider it a kaiju battle.
I have to admit that monsters and pretty girls are two of my favorite things to draw.
Amen.
They definitely give you the most interesting lines.
I need to come up with a story that involves pretty girls and giant monsters.
I don't know if I like the perspective on those buildings. I'm just kidding.
I was gonna say, you want to fight me, Mary?
Peanut galleries here.
So we were just talking about perspective drawings the other day.
Yeah. Yeah, I get to come in and toss around all these accusations. It's pretty cool.
And then just leave.
Yeah. Come
Getting
in.
us all riled up.
Yeah.
Talk about artist rates and then leaves.
Yeah.
Stirring the pot.
It's like I when I seen that question, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be a nice one. I'm not gonna stick around for this. Because
Is mine.
I think that we all, like I've got buddies that I don't mind helping.
So there is a Facebook page that Terrell refers to as the Piranha Pool.
Mhm.
It's a comic book artists and writers group on Facebook.
Mhm.
And every so often, somebody jumps on there with writers should get paid more, or artists should get paid more than writers, or whatever. And just sit back and watch the battle.
That's so evil.
Like he'll jump in there once in a while and like state something like that, and just to watch the fight start. It's hilarious.
I'll tell you this about places like that, and it was Randy Zimmerman who said something to me, and it woke me up big time. Now I belong to several groups like that, but I never and I enjoy reading the comments.
Yeah,
but I never engage because Randy made me realize something. The crab bucket mentality of a lot of these people. I'm not going to, like, they don't want you to escape, and if the minute they think that you are, that you're maybe breaking away from their methodology or their way of thinking, they will pull you back down, whether it be with drama or just something. And so those Facebook groups are kind of like all the same. You ever go in there and you see somebody like they'll post totally within the rules. Hey, here's my art, and if you want to commission me, this is my price point, and everyone will jump on them. You don't deserve that price point. You have to be joking. No, I can. It's wow, and it's totally within the rules. And then sometimes the moderator will come along and I remove the post because it's too much ugliness here. Now, don't get me wrong. Some people are crazy. I remember the guy who was doing the hand chickens, and which I thought were funny. I thought those were hysterical. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know if you guys would be okay with somebody. I do have a question for you because I seen something and I said, don't know if I like that. Let's say you guys. I say, hey, would I be really happy to have your art on my book? And you're like, okay, great. And you say, Varian, I'll just do it for free. Don't worry about it. I'm like, okay, sweet, thanks. And you do the art for free. And I'm like, hey, I got, insert your name here. I got this Josh C. Lyman cover on my book. I've got this Eric Hodson cover on my book. I've got this Geronimo Draws cover on my book. And guys, he did it for free. It was great. I really appreciated it. Would you guys freak out?
I think it landed on its tail.
Because I'm telling the world that,
I don't even know if it was
I got the
funny.
artwork for
It
free.
stopped my foot.
I think as a publisher, I don't think it's a wise decision, but that's entirely your choice. Because that implies that other people will want to come to you and be like, well, how come I don't get my covers done for free on my titles that you publish?
Yeah.
Or how come you can't get this artist to work for free on another thing, And if they know that, and let's say it's an artist you've never worked with before, then suddenly they go a different artist, and all they see is this most recent post where somebody did a cover for free and they emphasize that they did it for free. That person is more than likely professionally not going to want to work with you because they're just going to assume that they're not going to get paid. But sometimes it just comes down to how you phrase something. If you say, jumbo shrimp, it makes you think that the shrimp are bigger than they actually are.
Even now?
In short, you may think it's one of those things, but it's like how you say it. And like, hey, so-and-so kicked off and knocked out this really awesome cover. You don't got to mention that it was for free. You can tell people who worked on the book it was done for free.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I personally, I don't think it's a prudent move.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, Josh. I was kind of taken aback when that was mentioned. I was like, don't say that, because again, I mean, you may have did it to me as a favor, or hey, to maybe bolster your name a little bit. Maybe you're in between projects or something, and you just want to get your name out there on a project real quick, and now here comes someone saying, oh man, this artwork is done for free. It's totally awesome. Don't tell people I did it for free, because now, like you said, they're going to come to me and they're going to want me to do it for free, or their projects are free, or they're going to wonder why I charge them.
Yep.
I was always under the impression that was kind of unprofessional, taking and disclosing how much one person made on something versus another person makes. Like, that's just kind of like the wheelings and dealings you do, and you don't make it public.
Right.
I mean, heck, Netflix is having that problem right now.
Okay. Eric, I don't know if you caught the question, but it was if a creator disclosing that you did a cover for them for free is acceptable.
I mean, I would hope that somebody wouldn't disclose that kind of stuff because that makes it hard to get a paying gig. And it just it's one of the, I wouldn't call it acceptable, but there's really no control about that either. So if you're going to accept a free gig, I would just assume that this person's going to blab about it and just know that going in.
I'm okay if you blab someone in the industry. Oh man, hey, Barry Robot did this for me for free. It was awesome. That's okay. But if I go on YouTube and I'm like, yeah, I got this awesome cover from Barry Robot for free, by the way, it's like, am I boosting myself up by lowering him, or what's going on here? But
yeah, I get you.
I don't like it, and I've seen it done to a couple artists, and I'm like, come on, guys.
It does kind of scream unprofessional to me, because you're right. It does sound like you're more just boasting about yourself rather than like talking about this artist. Ugh.
Yeah, because I mean, if you really wanted to talk up the art, you would just talk up the art. You wouldn't. The price doesn't have anything to do with it.
The only way I'd see that being any kind of, getting a free cover or free work done, being somewhat professional, is if it was like a big name and you're doing this book or whatever for some sort of charity.
Yeah.
Right.
And they donated their work or their time.
Yeah.
Then that's acceptable. But otherwise, it's pretty unprofessional.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Robot, he's looks like it's like Godzilla singing. Franken Godzilla is singing Journey. Walking down the boulevard.
That's awesome. Looks like Procreate has some perspective tools in there.
Yeah.
Is that
I
right?
haven't played with it much, but that's cool.
Procreate's a pretty powerful tool. It can only go up to a certain resolution, like any tablet, but man, it's got the features.
Yeah, and for $10, it's extraordinarily reasonable.
Right.
My thing with Procreate is that there's a lot of hand gesturing involved, and if you've ever watched the video, you know that I'm not so good at hand gestures.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of those things. It's like, just make a 3-finger swipe. I'm like, nope, that ain't happening.
Red Robot, have you ever found is there a part on there that will scan your traditional line drawings and then make it into a line drawing layer? I really like those.
I think you can use, you can take a picture of it as, you lay it down, take a picture with it with the iPad, and then import that drawing into Procreate and draw over it.
Yeah. That kind of stuff's cool because you can really easily... Yeah, you can easily go between your traditional line work and your digital work.
It's a fun program. I mean, I like it, and it's like my preferred drawing application.
I have an Android, so I use Ibis X Paint, it's called, and it's just about as powerful. I'm sure. I would have people complain if I said it was as powerful as Procreate, but it's awesome. And that's for Android.
Checking out Geronimo here. He is creating nightmare fuel. That is too wicked.
Thanks, man.
I heard someone mention werewolves earlier. Nope,
Yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah.
Everyone who watches this show knows that I do not like werewolves.
Lamp.
So you haven't seen Dog Soldiers then?
Nope.
Oh, that's a good movie.
Oh, that's my favorite werewolf movie.
Hell
Where
yeah.
did that fear start? Tap into this.
Yeah, Varian, tell us about this phobia of fictional animals.
Was it the howling back in the day?
It was. I was a kid, and I remember.
Your dad made you watch
picture-
Wolfen, is that it?
No, I was. I had. My mother decided she wanted both bathrooms redone, and my father and I went out to. This is gonna age me a bit. There was a store called Builder Square, and we went out and bought all this tiling for the floors because she wanted tile. Like she wanted this particular design in the bathrooms, and so he gave me my break of bringing the tile upstairs. And back then, kids, you had to cycle the television to get to Channel 3 to play video games. Or during my cycle, I heard a lady on a talk show, like a news program, say, well, yes, if a man finds himself annoyed or very bothered, concerned, focused on a full moon, there's a very good chance that he could turn to a werewolf. And I looked at the channel. This woman's sitting in a chair. There's a live audience. This is an actual like freaking like program.
So this was like Jerry Springer or something, or Phil Donahue.
Kinda, but it was, and I'm like, what? Because I'm like, 8 or 9, and I'm like, werewolves. Now I had seen werewolves I had seen The Howling, and I didn't like them. I didn't too much like them. I was scared of them, but I wasn't like, they don't exist. They're not real. But when I heard this, it's like, oh my God, they are real. I'm gonna have to, and I automatically start watching my father, because I'm like, he's got hair. Yeah, he's got hair on his chest. Yeah, he's a damn werewolf.
Did he have a unibrow? Did the hair in his eyes?
He did have a unibrow, but what he did have, my father was cutting the grass when he was a little boy, and went by a jagged piece of fence, and it cut his earlobe off.
Oh.
So he only had one, only one of his ears had an earlobe. The other one, the dangly earlobe. The other one just went down like regular, no earlobe. Well, the lady said deformities of the ears were another common thing. So I'm looking like maybe that's a ploy. Maybe he lied. I'm telling you guys, I slept with a silver fork under my pillow for 2 months.
Really?
Yeah, waiting for him to come in there, all beasting out on me. My dad, I don't know how close he came to losing an eye.
Looking like he's at a silver bullet or something.
Yeah. I mean, I was looking into silver bullets as a kid, like,
At the local hardware store. How do I get silver bullets?
Yeah.
My dad's a werewolf, I think.
Oh my God.
I'm like, Michigan, this is normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, we call it Dogman.
Yeah.
Well, gee, that's quite the tale there. So this woman was literally checking all these boxes that are going through your head in real time here.
Yeah, my little 9-year-old head, like, oh my God, my dad's a werewolf. And and then he did and he was remember he was putting in a bathroom floor this time, so he was very temperamental. Like he'd get mad and I'm watching. I'm waiting for him to like wolf out on me. I'm waiting, and he came very close to, and I remember. Oh gosh, guys, I'll tell you this. This is another story from my youth. Okay, so I was in school, and this boy across from me, I would hear stuff and I would begin to, maybe it's just being a creative person, I would begin to make these stories up in my head about how this could have happened. And this kid in my class, and we had to be in 5th grade, he said, my neighbor got AIDS from a pizza.
Well, that's the thing.
And once again, I'm like, what? Because I was familiar with what
Didn't
that
get it from a
was.
toilet seat else.
I was familiar with what AIDS was. AIDS was what Magic Johnson had. Whoa. So I didn't want to eat anywhere for a while, especially pizza. And remember, I'm an Ninja Turtles fan, so all of a sudden I don't want pizza. Something's wrong. But I would not eat when we would go to McDonald's or something. I would eat while holding the wrapper. And Eric, if you watch me today, I still hold the wrapper and eat my burger. Like,
Okay.
I don't pick my burger out of the wrapper.
I haven't made a habit of watching you eat, but I don't plan on starting.
Yeah. Like, well, my wife has noticed it. She's like, "What are you doing? Why don't you pick your burger?" I'm like, "I'm not touching my burger," and I don't know why. I was just like, "Am I going to give myself AIDS? What by touching the burger? Like, what's going on?" But I was terrified and didn't want to eat it, didn't want to touch it, and oh man, I was a weird kid.
Overactive imagination. You got that werewolf AIDS pizza delivery thing going on.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. I would have seen what Geronimo here is drawing, and two of us in my backyard creeping around by the garage.
Hey man, you don't want to see my dreams.
Yeah. Let's take a look at what Spy Tattoo's got going on, Eric, real quick. Let me see this. Looks like he's got a doing those silhouettes. Come out the clouds. I don't like that. It's scary.
It's already more scary than the entire movie of The Mist.
That's mean, Eric. That's mean.
That ending was terrible. That was a rough ending, man.
Oh my gosh.
One of my
Talk about subverting expectations.
Yeah, that was brutal.
Yeah. Speaking of subverting expectations, have you guys like up to date with this last Ronin stuff from TMNT?
From who?
Oh, yeah, I
No,
saw
I've seen a little bit.
Yeah. So basically,
Just the
one
premise.
turtle's left.
What?
Just the premise is horrible.
Yeah, one turtle's left. He's using all his brother's weapons. You don't know which turtle it is.
Oh, you're talking about the last Ronin
Yeah.
storyline. Yeah.
Mhm. And I don't think they're going to tell us until the end, if at all. But so people like guessing, like, "Oh, it's got to be Mikey. It's got to be Mikey." And I'm like, "What a waste of a storyline if it's Mikey." 'Cause I've got literally no use for that guy. But
Tell us how you really feel.
Yeah, damn.
oh, look,
I think it'd be Leo or Raph, right? I mean,
That'd make the most sense to me.
yeah, that make most that. Yeah. Listen, listen. As far as Michelangelo's concerned, if they have to gender swap a turtle, I vote for Mikey.
So I'm waiting to see what they do with the new Mona Lisa. But that's an interesting topic for later.
Yeah.
Curious to
Meredith
see
says
what
I-
they're doing because she's flirting with Yenneker and Donnie simultaneously. So
Mm.
be interesting to see where that transitions, given the artist involved.
Mm-hmm. Meredith says, "I love what Geronimo Draws is doing. I see
thank
them
you.
using that toothbrush, man, and
Yeah.
that technique. It worries me
Why? Why's that?
because I've had some artists that swore they could do it, and they couldn't. And,
Well, I'll tell you this much: this brush, I've been using the same brush for 8 years because
Mhm.
these bristles are broken in. So these bristles go exactly where I want them to go.
Hmm.
Got to break the toothbrush in. Like this one, I have another one. This one's being difficult. I got to break this one in more. But this one, this is my girl right here.
I know some
Tonight's Art
guys.
of War brought to you by Oral B.
There you
I know some guys who were using, they would see Jim Lee do that with the toothbrushes and the cards. They go get, credit cards and toothbrushes and crow quill brushes and massacre my art.
Yeah.
And
It looks like it's random. That's the problem. Like it takes a lot of practice to get everything where you want it because things can get out of control very quickly with a toothbrush.
Mhm.
But I really love the texture.
I'm just waiting for you to open that little bottle of Copic White there.
Oh yeah, soon, very soon.
Very cool, very cool.
Where are my things? Here they are. Okay.
thank you for watching, Meredith. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, Meredith.
Meredith Loughran, the comic book noob. check her show out on YouTube. I think it's on YouTube. Oh, yeah, Meredith is on YouTube.
Is Meredith laughing?
No.
Somebody else.
But
Yeah, that was my sister laughing in the other room.
Gotcha.
So the loud crash earlier was my my precious Tyrannosaurus Rex from Dino Riders taking a tumble off of a shelf.
Oh, no.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, the tip of the tail broke.
Oh.
Oh no.
So I'll be
Can we blame,
Dude, I
can we
got
blame
a,
one of those animals of yours?
You know what? I'm gonna have to check the tape because I'm not sure that Louise was in here. I think when I stomped my foot on the floor because I was making a funny point, the wheels on it just decided to start rolling,
Mm-hmm.
and they just kept going. I'll have to check and see. If it is the cat, she's lucky because I like cats more than people and things. So I'm very forgiving.
I don't know if you can see the tail on my battle cat, but it is cleanly off. I feel he's missing a tooth.
Oh, let's bring that up. Yeah. It's been loved.
Yeah.
It still goes on my desk here.
Yeah, that.
Ready. But yeah, I mean it's a hard plastic. You take one dive, you know.
Yeah, those earlier toys were so brittle, and Dino Riders they used the cheapest plastic for Dino Riders. They are extremely brittle.
Yeah.
It was
This
such a
is,
cool design.
This Chun-Li right here is something I have had my eye on for a while. And my comic book store had one of them, and I ran in that day and got picked her up.
Very nice.
Whenever I see Chun-Li stuff, I think of Chun-Li stuff or shark things. I think of Eric, and I take a picture of it. I send it to him, and so I'm like, and I always make sure like I have it in my hand so that I can buy it if he's like grab it. And so the other, I had a Chun-Li Hot Wheel in my hand, and it was in my cart actually. And I'm putting, let me send this to Eric. I take a picture of it and send it to him. He's like, horrible. It's terrible. It's all wrong.
Well,
And,
you know what? I was never a big Hot Wheels person anyway.
Yeah.
And for me, when I see a Hot Wheel that's been stylized for anything other than it's a car, it's like that's just a cheap money grab.
Yeah. But when
There you go, Red Robot.
That's awesome.
Got sent some art, by the way.
I see too. You are a man of culture.
I am a weeb.
I was always more into Cammy.
I've got her too.
Because we have the best fans, someone just emailed me their kaiju submission.
Sweet.
Awesome.
It's the worst thing ever.
Is it
I
very
put it on the screen for 5 seconds.
Is it a werewolf?
I didn't think they did it. I put it on the screen for 5 seconds. All right, there we go.
I hate werewolves.
There.
Nice.
That's the one kaiju.
Wah, wah, wah. All right, checking in with Red Robot. We got Frankenzilla coming along nicely. You got a lot of work going into that town. You think she might have got yourself boxed into a corner, maybe? There's a lot of work going on there. We're looking good, though. We are coming close to 10:30. That's our normal wrap-up time.
Oh, good to know.
Yeah, right?
Eric,
Like, yeah, you know, it's what it is.
you damn near wow gave away one of the well, I guess I can go ahead and say it. I don't know if a lot of you guys know this, but we're going to be doing very soon here a Indie Vault telethon because we need money to pay these bills, not in the coming week, or to be in the coming weeks. We'll definitely announce it before, everyone will have a lot of notice, they want to take part in it. We're expecting a pretty big audience. We're going to cut in with live radio things. We're going to do a lot of stuff, but I do want to have special Art of War that that day. And one of the things that I would like to have everybody draw is their characters' cereal box. Speaking of, because we were talking about designing crap, like cars and stuff. I like everybody to draw their
What are you trying
characters
to say, man?
on a
What are you
cereal
trying
box.
to say?
Eric,
So
what is
we'll do the cereal box for the telethon then.
I'm thinking so. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
Eric, what is the Dreaded Dinosaur cereal?
Gosh, it's gotta have a loud crunch, that's for sure.
That peanut buttery crunch.
Maybe not a peanut butter. Yeah, with the red theme going on there, it's gotta be some sort of red berry. Maybe with my refined taste, it's gonna be like a cranberry pomegranate crunch.
Like did you know, Eric? There's actually
Somebody playing with bubble wrap.
Oh no, I'm unwrapping sketch covers.
Oh, okay. You sound like you're a popping bubble wrap, and I wanted to join in.
It's like, we want to play too.
That's what you do.
I never get to keep bubble wrap in the apartment. My black cat gets a hold of it and he pops it all.
Oh, sure, bring the black one.
He knows what's good.
He's the trouble one.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, well, here it is from the black community. Wait. Oh hell no! Eric, you're gonna laugh at me. I haven't told many people this story, but I sunk some money late in the middle of last year. Not too much, but enough. About $200 into more Last Call Comics merch that apparently I better start eating. Put it that way.
Oh no!
Yeah.
So you were all ready for a Comic-Con.
Yeah.
And now you have breakfast for a month.
Yep. We had we made some custom cereal.
Wow.
Yep. Tipsy-O's. Which were delicious, by the way. I find these custom food companies, and it's funny. I told him, I said, here's what I want. I want Lucky Charms, but worse.
But worse?
Yeah, I want Lucky Charms, but worse. And they say, what do you want? And I said, and I keep in mind, guys, I'm very like,
I want this, but I want it offensive.
Yeah, like I'm very vanilla. Like, I'll have like a beer, like maybe 3 beers a year. Okay. I just recently started CBD oil for pain management. So I'm not, but for some reason at this point, I'm like, what would taste really, really good together? Ooh, the marshmallows from Lucky Charms and frickin' Fruity Pebbles.
Oh.
And that's what they made me. And let me tell you guys, they were wild delicious. Wild delicious. They don't stay in you very long.
That's not good.
They don't stay in you very long. So you'll have a nice bowl full, and then you'll end up running to the toilet, releasing them.
Oh my gosh.
Your stomach is like, oh my god.
So it's like those sugar-free Haribo gummy bears, right?
Haribos are awesome.
Well, have you read the reviews for the sugar-free ones on Amazon? It's hilarious. If you go on Amazon and look at the reviews for the sugar-free Haribo gummy bears, like there's some pretty funny stories on there. Just basically, it all involves explosive diarrhea.
Interesting. I don't think I want sugar-free when it comes to, that kind of snack, as odd as that sounds. A Haribo is fairly low in sugar anyways.
Yeah.
But I feel you. I'll have to check that out when I have some downtime.
Remember the Ninja Turtles cereal with their little nets and stuff in it?
Yeah.
I forget that. Think about
Delicious.
delicious.
Delicious. Damn it. I remember my mother would get mad because I come home from the supermarket. Can I have a bowl of cereal? We've got dinner. Yeah, but It's not those toasted grains of oat. Mom, it's got ninja nets for Christ's sakes. Come on.
Guys, remember the Batman Returns cereal? I used to love
Oh.
that.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
was
the
great.
Batman Returns one, and then that Nintendo one. What was 2 cereals in one?
Mhm.
Mario and Zelda.
Yes. That
Two bags. Oh gosh.
You know
was
what?
fantastic.
You know what turned me off from that cereal? My cousin Darnell was like, "You shouldn't eat that shit, man," because I was tearing Nintendo Power cereal up.
Told you
I
to
like
get
the-
AIDS.
I like the Mario. No, he didn't tell me I had AIDS. No, he didn't. I
You
would
know
eat.
what's that AIDS in, right?
I like the Mario side better than was it Zelda? But he pointed out that it was made by Purina. I think people make dog food. He's like,
Oh.
it comes with the same line, man. That's dog food you're eating. And me being variant, I'm like, oh no.
Oh no, that's
no.
right.
Josh, I'm liking that, man. That color usage there. That looks really cool.
Thank you. Dealing with some things not cooperating. There we go.
Eric, what do you think about theaters not open in 2021, man?
It makes me very sad, and it makes my stock in AMC even sadder.
Is that right? Is that confirmed?
Everyone's reporting it. I don't know if it's. I mean, I think it's gonna end up being confirmed.
Oh man.
You can find a box of Batman Returns cereal on eBay for $30.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah.
I got some Batman 1989 nachos I can sell you with the bank. I mean, you can get them before the raccoons break in my garage too. They're seriously old. My dad was like, "We're keeping these forever." Dad, I think that this is gonna get
Wait for the program to.
yo.
Pops Van Zant chiming in. Peanut Butter Captain Crunch and Cocoa Puffs are his favorite.
Yeah, the peanut butter crunch. Mix
Glenn
it
Ford is remembering
There
the
you go.
Spider-Man
That in
cereal.
giant can, shake it up.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man? Oh, for the movie? Yeah.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, I remember the cereal for the movie. As a matter of fact, I got some Avengers cereal that I went ahead and ate. I just kept the box because now I'm weird.
My program has frozen.
Pop says I saw Booty-O's for $15 a box. Yeah, Lola has some Booty-O's cereal.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, my Photoshop was freezing up, and I was like, no.
Yeah, mine too. And like, find out it's just all. There we go. Save.
Indigo
All right.
Radio. Question real quick. I'm sorry, Eric. What is you? You guys have a favorite '90s comic book movie? Oh,
90s comic book movie?
yeah.
Probably the Dolph Lundgren Punisher.
Really?
The Phantom.
We're looking for a new host, everybody, for Indie Vote Art of War.
Probably Spawn. I think Spawn came out in the 90s.
It did, 97.
Yeah, that counts too. Yeah, the
That was a
Spawn
good
movie was
one.
really good.
If I say Steel, will I be shunned from everyone?
yeah.
Oh my
no.
goodness.
We'll
No,
point and
God,
laugh.
There you
The,
go.
the original Ninja Turtles is probably one of the best.
There you go.
True.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Yeah, shame on me.
Movie to real movie. Jumping genre to a real live action movie that's still around.
I wonder if I can. Oh yeah, shit. X-Men wouldn't count because that came out in 2000.
That was 2000. Yeah.
But you know what? You guys are gonna laugh. Phantom.
Yeah, I just said Phantom. Yeah,
Yeah.
Hell
See,
yeah,
the
bro.
Dick Tracy movie was actually halfway
Oh,
decent
yeah.
back in the day.
That wasn't too bad. Phantom was just that movie
Back
just
when
ages.
you could still look at Madonna.
Damn.
Meteor
My
Man.
Meteor Man was cool. My cousin was working at Best Buy at the time. May have been Circuit City or Service Merchandise. It was one of those stores. They were doing a promotion with the Phantom, and every purchase you could buy like these metal Phantom rings.
Oh yeah.
And
I had
so
one of those.
he came to my house. He said, "Here, we've got bags of these at the store." And he brought me like just huge, like a huge bag of these metal rings.
Oh, that's badass.
And so, I mean, I was like, okay, I had these rings for years. But anyway, I started taking them to school because the Phantom was out, in theaters, and started selling the classmates for $2. And it was great. I mean, and teacher found out, there's always some hating ass teacher. Mr. Grant, you can't sell, you're selling rings at school. Whose jewelry is this? Well, they're promotional items for a movie. And because I was, doing modeling and everything, she thought I was like hustling stuff from the movies. And I'm like, no, I'm just, my cousin gave me these. Well, are they stolen? Well, no, not technically. I guess they're not stolen, but I mean, well, you can't sell rings at school. So then now, and you're not gonna cut into my money. So there I am outside like a fucking drug dealer hustling rings. Hey kid, you want to slam evil? Come over here real quick. I got it.
The first one's free.
Like, yo, man, you want some pogs? Want some nice pogs?
Some
Pogs. Hell yeah.
After she stopped letting me sell them in school, I started price went up. Oh, so now
Someone's controlling your market there.
yeah, $3 now.
I do want to tell everybody that the straw poll is up. You can vote for your favorite starting now. We're going to take another look here. First up, we got Geronimo Draws with his Wicked Kaiju Mummy. Gnarly as all get out, and it is systematically demolished wherever it's at.
Oh yeah. There's no going back now.
No, there's no going back to okay. Very cool, very cool. Checking out Josh C. Lyman with, what, we have Oscar the Grouch terrorizing a town and getting destroyed by...
No, he's trying to defend the town from some weeaboo trash. That's the true monster that we all have to deal with. Look, he's got his little Deku and the skirt, and his Danganronpa and the Sailor Moon.
Yeah, that monster
Say
found
senpai for no reason, and then start moving. In some sort of dance.
that monster found his way to Sesame Street.
Yeah, and it's like Sesame Street trying to, make sure that we, stay safe from all of that. It's got the love eyes.
I gotta wonder
I
if
was going to do
Oscar...
the nosebleed, but I ran out of time.
I gotta wonder if Oscar did some sort of Ultraman or Jet Jaguar thing where he, got out of his can, did his little dance, and then grew really big.
I love
Well,
it.
you see, he was, but then Steven Spielberg decided that he was going to swap it out for the Iron Giant because, it was his movie. Player One sucks.
Wow, weeboo trash. That's hilarious. That warms my weeb heart.
I'm glad that the judge doesn't vote at all.
Yeah.
Be a little biased.
All right, and we have Frankenzilla from Red Robot coming along nicely. Got some spines. Dressed up in a nice blazer. Can we get a zoom in on that, Red? All right.
There we go. Stars. They make everything cool.
Very cool, very good. Got a little airplane in his hand there. Starting in on the teeth. Got the bolts coming out of the neck. Got the big forehead. Looking good. All right, and we got some color here for our three-headed Dracula King Ghidorah. Nice dramatic lighting there.
Oh, thank you.
Said that just Josh Ayers, right?
That is correct. Yeah, my coloring tactics take time, unfortunately.
That looks pretty cool. I like that. He's I imagine each head has a different personality.
Oh, of course. I like to think they're all like different actors that played Dracula at some point. At one point, one of the Draculas did look a little too much like a Romulan, and I had to change it. It's like, that doesn't look quite right.
That's funny.
Transform. Change canvas size.
I tell you, you got the you took the little boy Dracula guy out of Munsters out of that face there.
Yeah, I was gonna say yes. Definitely like Eddie Munster.
Yeah,
I
Eddie
think that's
Munster.
where that's what it was. I think that's where my mind was going for that one.
Yeah, you know, by the way,
Wait, we gotta go widescreen on this.
when you see Eddie Munster, do you not kind of sometimes think, like, man, if we could go back, make a perfect Damian Wayne?
Yeah. Very true.
All right, Goblin, we got your three-eyed thing. What's going on with this?
It's got a little crashed spaceship in the back in the mountains, and it's just kind of walking through the trees.
That monster is gonna, three-eyed monsters usually end up being very popular with people. I could see him being the new mascot for like some eye company that makes like eye drops or something. He's like, oh yeah, now I can continue destroying the world.
Try to take over the world. Oh, there we go. I can work with that. That's better. Sometimes it's just changing the layout a little bit.
And Spies, one-eyed dragon in the mist here. Very cool, very cool. Is there a story that goes with this, or?
The one-eyed monster?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was taking it after that Fortnite
Oh,
battle.
that's right, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, a little more contrast in that center kind of helps it out, doesn't it?
He said one-eyed monster.
Wow, wow. Okay, and if
I
you
think
are
his name is Salty. I'm sorry.
Floby,
Salty.
Salty,
Yeah, my kid. The kids called him Salty because they were like, "Well, I don't want to spoil anything. Go watch it. It's good.
will do.
Do good."
I do want to remind everybody the straw poll is up. It is in the chat. You can click on it and vote for your favorite. We're cycling through them right now. Looking at Spy Tattoo's One-Eyed Dragon in the Mist. And we're going to wrap right back around to Geronimo Draws with his wickedly cool mummy. Mummy Kaiju.
I have a question for Geronimo.
Sure.
Now, Geronimo, I remember watching a old interview with my personal heroes who I got to talk to on the phone. I was I was schoolgirling out, man, when I got a chance to talk to James O'Barr. And
Oh yeah.
at his desk, he has this fine crust of ink on his desk at that time. And he said, that desk was several years old. And now I'm looking at yours, and I'm like, he's got a lot of paint and stuff from art from years gone by.
Oh yeah.
How long are we looking? How long? How many years have you had that board?
Oh, this board right here. Oh boy, we're looking at maybe. God,
Week and a half.
I would say, and it's funny. I even sanded this down to clean it at one point. This is probably about 8 years old.
Wow.
8 years old.
Yeah, I had another one that's even older.
Mm.
That thing I can't even. It's cracked. Just from getting frustrated, maybe punching it a couple of times.
I have an art board that's it was my mother's, and she gave it to me when I was like 4. So it's got all these weird drawings on there. And
Oh wait, I gotta lift it up so you can see what it says. Sorry, the camera's got it cropped out.
Yeah,
Fours
you
and-
got your
It says
Roars in
roars in
Japanese.
roars in Japanese. Very funny. We're looking at Josh C. Lyman's Oscar the Grouch Kaiju taking on the what did you call it? Weeaboo Trash Monster.
Yeah, Weebzilla.
Weebzilla.
Mhm.
Stand by.
From Indie Boat Radio. It's actually from Shannon, who is listening to us from Korea. And she says, and she wants to know if we make any of these things available to buy online afterwards. Shannon's up to the individual artists, but I'm pretty sure you contact these guys. They always
great.
give up their information at the end of the show. Pretty sure you contact them.
And I'll be back in Incheon later this year. So
I'm pretty sure they'll make make prints available to you.
We have been talking about the idea of doing an Art of War art book at some point too, once we have it
Eventually.
collected, which I think would be a really cool
That'd be awesome.
product to put together.
Yeah. And it's funny how things like that keep coming together because working on this Arrow documentary, and I recently went to see about how much it would cost to have once I do the documentary and burn it to disc to get the DVDs reproduced on a mass scale so I can sell them, and then we can get them out to people. And the place that's going to do it is not that far from my home, and it used to be a comic book store. And the guy said, "Oh," I told him what I was doing. He says, there was some boxes in the back that had a couple of comics from Arrow in there." And then I remember, oh yeah, this place used to be a comic store. And if you're from Michigan and you remember that comic store, you're like, oh, and I know what happened here too. Maybe I should, yeah. But it's funny how those things that come back. I'm a horrible person, and it's gonna happen. By the way, guys, next week we'll have. I may not be on the Breakfast Buzz next week. But yeah, it's like hooray, no very. But next week's Indie Volt live Tuesday show should be pretty good. If you can, make sure that you check that out. Travis Gibbs says, "Are we talking about Liefeld calling me? Is it Liefeld? Are we talking about Liefeld calling me an asshole yet? We haven't. We'll talk about that right now. Yeah, Rob Liefeld called Travis Gibb an asshole, and Travis Gibb deserved it. I'm just kidding. Yeah, he didn't call you an asshole.
When I say nobody cares, I mean, like, honestly, it's one of those things where it's like, it's opinions, much like the aforementioned word. Everybody has one.
Yeah, you got,
I'm not going to take Liefeld's opinion into anything.
Dan,
I recommend this restaurant. Definitely not going there.
Dan Slott has called me worse. And I didn't even do anything. I didn't actually know. Dan Slott tried to seek his attack dogs on me before I even said a word to him, just because he said I followed someone who referred to him as human trash. And imagine me in line, admire for a cart full of stuff, wondering why my mentors are lighting up. I'm like, hey, I'm getting popular. What's going? Hey, wait a minute. And then he took it down. Then he put it back. Then he blocked me, and then he unblocked me.
Painful.
And then so I had to seek his boys on me.
That's when you're getting to him.
I would have. I don't think that he likes me very much, but I do like his. Hey, look, he wrote Spider-Man PS4, man. That was a good game.
Who did?
Dan Slott.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a good game. I liked it. Like, Dan, you wrote good. Congratulations. You done good, boy. You done good.
Who's writing? Who's writing Miles Morales? Do we know?
I have no idea, but I know that they better. They should just credit me. They should credit
Written
me
by Donald Glover and Varian Grant.
Yeah. I'll tell you this too. You can tell they got some black folks into the house there to code that game, because they did totally right by Miles' haircut. His haircut is what we like to call wet. They had a tight line up. Looks good.
All right, everybody, if you are in the chat, we have a tie for first place, and we need a tie-breaking votes to come in.
Break the tie.
Still plenty of time to vote, so click on the links there. I'm going to post them again in the chat.
Dude, everybody's doing so good. Good night.
I mean, it's nice and loose and fun, and it's like, hey, you don't got to worry about it. It's not a commission. It's not anything.
Quick
Ryan, I know you just liked the video. Quick, vote.
Yeah. Let me see that vote poll. Let me see that so I can
Vote up on the
start sending that
Facebook
out.
too.
All right, we're going to check out Josh Lyman's Oscar the Grouch versus Weeaboo Trash Monster.
Says roars in Japanese. Sorry, my name is blocking things. Terrible problem to have.
And we've got Red Robot here with
He's about to tell us
Frankenzilla.
it's a beautiful world that we live in. That's a bad one, I know. You know, it's better than I hope that you fall in love and the song makes you remember her and lose the miles as you're driving. Then I hope she breaks you up. You
And
know,
we're going to move
then I hope she cheats on you.
move on to Josh Harris here with King Ghidorah, Dracula.
Two. Edora.
Very good,
Edora.
very
Do this. King Edora.
King
Monster.
Ghidorah. King
Edora
Ghidorah.
Monster. There we go. Made it work. Edora Monster. Kaiju.
Coming down out of the blood to get the blood bank.
Yeah. Hey, that was a solid idea. I cannot take credit for that.
He never drank the blood. We never
Oh,
addressed
we have
the whole,
got
you know,
some-
he's a Frankenstein and how
We got
is he-
some rabid voters out there. We just had a whole bunch more votes come on. Keep them coming, people.
Woo! I was like, wasn't Eddie Munster a werewolf?
And we got Goblin Grim's
That's the only
three-eyed
problem.
thing.
Like, I'm pretty sure that's a whole meme. Like, mom's a vampire, dad's a vampire, Eddie's a werewolf.
What happened?
Like, there was a big old meme about what'd she do? Who'd she, you know, do stuff
Yeah,
with?
is the mailman a werewolf?
Yeah, right? The mailman howls twice.
And Spy Tattoos, one-eyed dragon in the mist. Got
The
some
one-eyed dragon.
really gnarly mouth looking there.
One-eyed tattoo.
All about the mall.
Yeah.
He's destroying that Minecraft building that they worked on for so long. You know how many resources they had to square out of other pieces of squares for that, man?
I'm the
Come
only
on.
one that likes to make their layers do little animations. You just put on and off and then over and over again. You know, or like move the layer across like a little cartoon.
I had a minute ago where suddenly my layer decided to select the selection that I did not select and then move all of that up for 30 seconds.
I cannot
We're
say
doing it
that.
wrong.
It's weird. I'm looking at the results of the votes and like it's like they're very slow to come in. I wonder if they're glitching tonight, Eric.
Apparently, the duck was having some issues earlier today based on random complaints I saw on other people's feeds.
Hmm.
Well, you might be voting on the wrong one because I didn't know you made a straw poll until just now.
Oh.
So
Wait, what?
vote on the
You
one
made
in the
another
comments.
Oh, is there one in the
He
comments?
sent me one in private chat to post, but I
Yeah.
didn't know he sent that, so I made my own, and that's the one everybody's voting on.
Oh,
I'm using the 3192 one that's been posted up for a while now.
Yeah, no, that's the one I made.
Yeah.
I don't know if let me see here.
Hey, Sarah, welcome aboard.
Sarah chiming in.
Isn't that name?
Hey, Sarah. Yes. Katrina! Hey, I'm finally in the public chat, looking at things. Pops, why would you use those words? No, I'm kidding. What's a mini V? Wow. No.
All right, so we're going to give you guys that are just chiming in a little bit more time to vote. It's 10:55 now, so
Who's
we'll go for another couple of minutes. Just cycle through one more time and check these out. We got Geronimo's wicked mummy monster. Like he added some red to the eyes. Very cool.
Yep.
And sliding over to Josh C. Lyman's Oscar the Grouch versus the Weeaboo monster.
Senpai.
Roars in Japanese. And we've got
About to talk
Frank-
about how, you know,
Frankinzilla?
Deku is best of boy.
Best boy. Frankinzilla stepping literally out on the town. So I reuse that joke a second time.
Stepping out of his cage because he's been doing just fine.
And loving the King Ghidorah Dracula.
Oh, I think he's there.
I think our judge is incredibly biased. I like this. No, how dare you like that? You're biased.
And Goblin's creepy three-eyed
I
thing.
love the creepy. The creepies are awesome. Nice complementary colors. Use some random brown or orange inside of the pink. Try and get some shadowing in there. Maybe a T5 or an M4. I don't know. Feel like maybe
Yeah.
like an M4.
Yeah, just kind of goofing around.
Do what you got to do. I was goofing off with a gray tone thing, and I used eggplant for the heavier shadows. Woo! 4 people have voted on Varian's poll.
Yeah, because that's the one I sent out. Like I thought we were using that one, but apparently not.
I mean, I'm looking. I was like, I see the 3192, so I'm confused. I'm like, I don't see any other numbers here. All I'm seeing, unless you posted one on YouTube that's radically different.
No.
I was like, yeah, it's the same vote. Oh,
So far, we've had 16 people vote on the official vote. Not the stuffed ballot that Varian tried to make.
right.
I always make the poll when the show starts. That way it's well, not when the show, but about midway through the show. That way I know, okay, I can get this all set up and have it
Oh,
ready.
see, this is information I could have used.
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. It's a beautiful world we live in. Vote, 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 vote.
All right. So if you haven't voted, vote now because we're going to close it down and determine our winner.
It's coming in. There's going to be a 2-minute marker.
I'll tell you what, though. Tonight we've had some really great drawings. A lot of nice originality coming in, and loving everything here. A lot of really cool ideas. This is definitely a challenge that I would have loved to have chimed in on if I wasn't hosting.
I,
Yeah, it's a great theme.
I do. I like the theme a lot. It's creative.
this is how you do it.
So maybe we're going to see this thing pop up in Blood Realm at some point.
I think we may have to. I'm not going to lie.
What's this? Well, you see, I was battling people and suddenly decided that this was
This one day on Indie Vault.
So how does
sitting
that
here.
work then? This show will be the first appearance of that thing.
That's right.
And, you'll have to get it CGC'd somehow.
I was sitting at a Chicago Wizard World going, why are they blocking the road?
All right, 1 more minute to go. I'm going to just hit it hard at 11 and we're going to close everything off. Any more votes when I come in?
Bleep, bleep, bleep.
Varian, how many people we got listening right now?
Might count.
Oh, you walked away.
Varian's not even listening right now.
52. I'm sorry.
Arian's like, look, man, I'm trying to find a
Wait, what?
And I was speaking, and I realized my mic was muted. Right now, 52,280.
52,000?
Yep.
Oh my
That's
god.
And
it.
they are listening. One of them got Egypt's back up here. Egypt, haven't seen them in a while. It's pretty always cool to see. these different places. And you know, the other thing that we've been having, especially Randy and I have been experiencing, I think they're bots, and then I realize they're real people who reach out and friend me on Facebook, and I'm like, oh, this is a bot. Then I'll click it and realize, I start scrolling through and I see comic book stuff, you know, in different languages.
Yeah.
And these people have reached out to friend me, and we can't communicate other than Google Translate. But it's really cool, and it you know, really lets you know how much you're reaching out to people through this medium of comics. And
yeah, it's cool because this geek culture of ours, it's a universal thing. It's loved in every part of the world. People love comics and cartoons and action figures and toys, and it's just it's a fun, common thing we can all take part in. It's really cool.
Yeah.
All right, everyone, pencils down.
Oh no!
I thought we were done half an hour ago. I was like,
Well,
okay,
I started a half hour
We're
late.
supposed to, but it's like you look at the poll and it's nobody's voted or it's tied. It's like we got to keep things going a little bit. So anyway, we are here, and the winner tonight is Red Robot's Frankenzilla
Yeah.
with 7 votes,
Very nice.
followed by Josh Oscar the Kaiju,
woo! I have votes.
5 votes. Geronimo's Mummy coming in at 4, and Spy Tattoo Dragon in the Mist with 1. Goblin and Josh Earth 2 Dracula King Ghidorah did not get any votes tonight, which I think is odd because those
I
are
did
great
like
drawings.
It happens.
now it's out, you know,
Buildings and everything.
on the one that I made.
On Varian's page.
Yeah, on
So let's
mine.
add those votes to this page then.
Well, on mine, Josh gets a vote. Spy Tattoo, Josh Harris, and Red Robot.
So some of those votes didn't come over and re-vote.
No, unless they got confused with the 2 Joshes, but I don't know.
I mean, Oscar, the Kaiju, and Earth 2.
People don't read; they see Josh, they're like, "Fuck it."
We're trying to say, man. We're trying to
Glenn Ford
say.
sums it up for us.
Thanks,
Congratulations, everyone. Your artwork is awesome.
Thank you, Glenn.
Why, thank you,
I want to
Glenn.
recount.
Recount! Three votes! There's only 3 votes. I need 2 more devices here. Hang on.
Let me turn on my VPN.
Yeah, right?
Oh, God.
Oh, we have votes coming in from South Asia. What's going on with that?
Sarah, it's awesome. The number of listeners. Yeah, that's definitely a record for this show, if not for Indie Vault as itself, right?
Yeah, when we get we got the 61,000. I want to say it was, oh gosh, what show was it? It was right toward the end. We broke 61,000, which is pretty cool. But for I need to keep writing these down so I can have a list of, you know, what was the highest number on what show. But for a show they can't see, they come to hear us talk. This is you know, always good to have that type of number, especially when you know nothing's coming on after this except for music. So
Yeah. Well, we try to keep things interesting. We try to talk. We try to share our experiences. We love answering questions. So thank you for writing in and covering those questions with us. Let's take one time to let everybody introduce themselves again for those of you who are just joining in. And we're going to start with Josh Harris. Tell us a little bit about yourself, where people can find you.
Well, you can find me on my website, jrcomicart.com, or all the socials, which has an S at the end, JR Comic Arts. And that's Instagram. I upload the most. I'm updating all my comic books there. That's the best place. And if you want to buy any of my stuff, my website, JR Comic Art, is the way to go. I love paranormal stuff. I love sci-fi. I've got so many different genres that I work with writers on my own stuff. So it's a blast. And if you like Star Trek, I'm just rocking a Enterprise A just in the background here. Don't worry about it. And it's on a stack of Hellboy books, so diversity. That's what I'm about. So
Very cool. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Hopefully you'll be able to come back next week and for a whole new challenge. And we've got Goblin Grim here. Tell everybody where they can find you.
Mostly on Instagram or Facebook. I also have a Ko-Fi account where I'm doing commissions and selling merch, but it's all under Goblin Grim, and it's Grim with 2 M's. Pretty much, if you search that hashtag or even search it on Google, you're going to find my stuff.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us again. Spy Tattoos, where can people find you?
All over the internet, but I got an Instagram. It's Spy Tattoos. I got a Twitch. It's Spy Tattoos. I got a YouTube. I think you can find me through Spy Tattoos. Pretty much everywhere. I'm going to be rebranding, so follow now so you can keep up with it. I'm going to keep the Spy Tattoos thing going for a while though too. So, I can talk to Varian about rebranding. Probably he'd give me some tips, but it's kind of tough.
Yeah, I can help you rebranding, how to run from the government so they never find you either. So,
I don't know. I heard the popos were at your house the other day, right?
Oh yeah, that was because I'm an asshole though. So.
Spy Tattoos right now everywhere.
All right. Thank you again for joining us. Great work as always. And Josh C. Lyman,
Yes.
tell everybody where they can find you, sir.
Oh, you guys can find me at Art of Josh Lyman on Instagram and, occasionally on Facebook, mostly on Facebook. That's where I do all the live streaming. And eventually at artofjoshlyman.com as soon as I can actually put that website all the way together. So, yep, that's me.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, Josh. And Geronimo Draws, tell us all about yourself, where they can find you, and where can people come and find a copy of Blood Realm?
Sure. You guys can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Geronimo Draws, and you can get copies of the series from robertgeronimo.com or my publisher, alternacomics.com. I think it's alternaaccess.com. That's the shop. So yeah, Instagram and Twitter at Geronimo Draws and YouTube.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming on tonight, sir.
Thank you.
Glad to have you.
Sure.
And for those of you who are out there listening to us, please, I implore you, head on over to YouTube if you can and subscribe. Smash the like button. If you've got a Roku, you can download the Indie Volt app and watch this episode in perpetuity. Art of War and all the other great content that we have, along with a lot of independent music, independent movies. What else you got on there, Varian?
There's movies. There's some wrestling. Indie wrestling. Yep, indie wrestling. There is some convention interviews, and we got some stuff coming later this year, and of course into 2021. That's going to be exclusively to the channel. So actually,
Indie Princess Unwraps.
Yeah. We'll have Indie Princess unboxing. We got some stuff that we're working on. The beer bug kind of slowed some plans down, but everything's moving ahead.
Awesome.
And of course, we want to thank everybody who's listening online, all 52,000 of you on Indie Volt Radio. You can also listen through Google Play, or you can get the Streama app for iOS, I believe.
Yep.
And listen to us there.
And then also listen to Alexa.
Oh, really? Amazon Alexa?
Yep.
Nice. Cool. That's another fun way of doing it.
How does that work?
It's very simple. Let's see. Alexa, play Indie Volt Radio.
You are now listening to Indie Volt Radio.
Yeah. That's a lot of emotion.
Yeah, she doesn't. Right. So we'll be live here in the States in about an hour, but everyone else is hearing this nice and live.
Very cool. And if you want to write in some questions, commentary, here's the email address, indievolt@indievolt.com. No, sorry, indievoltlive at indievolt.com. Please keep it pithy, nice and short, 90 words or less. And maybe we'll read your question on the air, make fun of it, and answer it. Not necessarily in that order.
Only if Randy's on.
Yeah. Randy or Scott Rose. I love having those guys read the question. It's so awesome.
What's going on with this thing?
Thank you guys for joining us. We really do appreciate it. Indie Volt would not be where it is now if we didn't have the caliber of guests that we usually have. And so it's been really cool to watch new faces here too. I also want to give a shout out to Glenn for Ionica's toy review. He reviews toys, action figures. Check that out. He should be happy today because it's a lot of places at Walmart Con. They reveal figures. So
we almost look like a Bizarre Brady Bunch episode.
Yeah, I always love doing that.
All right, everybody. Thank you again for tuning in. I want to thank all of the artists for competing. You guys did a wonderful job with my little screwball idea, and really great drawings tonight. Tune in on Tuesday for Indie Volt Live at 9. Geekgasm on Wednesday at 9.
Oh, did you forget Ray Robot?
Then we got.
Did you forget Ray Robot?
What's up?
No, you forgot me.
Oh, shoot.
Where do you find him? Winterbot.com.
For my more spicy 3D stuff, you can find me at Red Robot 3D. But I'm moving all my 2D artwork over to my family-friendly Instagram page under Neo Scene Studio, where all my comic art is going to be popping up.
All right, and that was Neo Scene Studio?
Neo Scene Studio.
Neo Scene Studio. All right.
On Instagram.
Thank you so much tonight, and congratulations on winning with Frank and Zilla.
Congratulations, man.
It took me 3 weeks.
Send me your address so I can get this out to you, Ray Robot.
Okay.
Yeah. And and then also, by the way, it's 10 days now. Katrina still didn't get her book. 10 days. She's got a new book out, Tales from the Toy Shop. She hasn't got her comic in the mail yet. Damn shame.
Wow.
Thanks for joining us, guys. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. Good night.
Take care, guys. Thank you.